Good morning. It's Todd Miller here. I'm sitting here with Oana Sterlacci. She is one of the brokers here at Cell State Realty Solutions. She's also a direct Freddie Mac listing agent, and I wanted to ask her a bunch of questions and pass on some good information about Freddie Mac. So thank you very much for answering my questions today in advance. Okay, so tell me, what is it about Freddie Mac that makes them potentially different from a lot of other banks or REO companies out there?
Freddie Mac is unique from, say, a Wells Fargo or Bank of America because in their charter they are prohibited from paying certain things. So, for example, Freddie Mac cannot pay real property transfer tax. However, Freddie Mac can do a lot of other things. They can pay owner's title policy, they can pay their own half of the escrow fees, they can pay closing costs. Freddie Mac in Nevada can pay up to 3% of a buyer's closing costs.
Okay, so how is that, how is knowing what they're going to pay? Because like some other banks will pay the transfer tax. They assume they're going to pay it. It's sort of built into their cost model. How is knowing that up front when you're writing an offer on a Freddie Mac property important, or how does that help somebody?
Well, it helps because then you can write the offer appropriately. So that means that, for example, if you want to make an offer on a Freddie Mac property, you're going to know that the seller cannot pay real property transfer tax. You're going to put that fee on the buyer side and then ask for closing costs. You can ask for closing costs, like I said, up to 3%. Real property transfer tax is a little over 0.5%, so you can calculate that in your closing costs. So if you only need, for example, 1.5% in closing costs, then you can add that 0.5% on top of it, so now ask for 2% in closing costs, and that will cover that.
Okay, good. Now, is there a disadvantage? Let's say that you're not paying attention, you write up the offer, and you ask for them to pay that. Mm-hmm. You say directly, you will pay this fee, and you submit the offer. What happens next?
Well, what happens is we have to assign that a value, and that actually gets deducted from the net proceeds of the seller. Remember, anytime you're asking for the seller to pay for anything, and you're not assigning a specific dollar amount, that means that the listing agent has to assign that dollar amount. So if you're asking the seller to pay for the appraisal, we have to go ahead and assign a value to that. So maybe you know that the appraiser that works with your lender charges $400 for an appraisal, but we may assign a value of $500 for the appraisal because our experience has told us that that is a possibility. So technically you're leaving $100 on the table at that point because we have budgeted for that. That also hurts because if someone else has made an offer on this property and they did not ask for that, then that means that their offer will actually net the seller more money, so they're more likely to get an accepted offer than you are.
Okay, so keep it clean, be very specific what you're asking for, and don't leave anything for who knows.
Right. Always make sure that whatever you're asking for, you're assigning a specific dollar amount. It doesn't matter what it is. Assign it a specific dollar amount, otherwise you are giving control of that offer to that listing agent who has to assign a dollar amount to everything.
Okay. How does somebody know, if you pull up in front of a Freddie Mac property, how does somebody know it's a Freddie Mac owned?
Oh, that's a great question. Anybody driving up to a Freddie Mac property should be able to tell that it's a Freddie Mac property. A Freddie Mac property will have several things. First of all, on the yard sign, it will have some sort of a small sign that says home steps on it.
Okay.
When you walk up to the front door, chances are that in the window or on the front door, there's something posted that says home steps. When you walk into the property, chances are that somewhere inside that property are posted the 5 steps to buying a Freddie Mac property, and it says home steps on there. So anytime you see the words home steps, that is a Freddie Mac property.
Okay, what is home steps?
Home steps is the branding for Freddie Mac property. That's a marketing name for them. You can also look them up on the web, and you can actually find all the Freddie Mac properties on the Freddie Mac website, which is homesteps.com, and you can find all the Freddie Mac properties that are either already listed or they're about to come on the market.
Okay. What is something about Freddie Mac that would be really useful for somebody to know versus if they buy one of those houses versus another house? Like, is there some special thing they get, or is there some bonus or reward, or is there anything different from them than, you know, for the agent or for the buyer for buying any other type of bank-owned home?
Freddie Mac is unique right now because they are offering a home warranty plan for every home that you buy from them. So that's really nice, because if you're looking at home warranty plans, they range anywhere between $300 and change to $400 and change. So that's a nice little feature, and that's not something that the buyer has to pay for, and that's not considered as part of the net for the seller. So you don't have to deal with that, which is very nice. The other thing is that's unique about Freddie Mac is that probably about 2 or 3 times a year, Freddie Mac has some sort of promotion that benefits the buyer's agent. They will put out coupons, and you submit the coupon with the offer, and it's generally some sort of a bonus anywhere between $500 to $1,000. And that's unique because I'm not aware of any other institutional seller that does that. And the idea is to promote Freddie Mac properties and to get agents to show more Freddie Mac properties.
Great. Well, that answers all my questions for today. I'm sure that as people respond, and if they have questions, can they contact you directly to ask questions about Freddie Mac?
Absolutely. I love talking about Freddie Mac.
Okay, so how would anybody get you?
They can email me at oana@nv, like Nevada, rs, like realtysolutions.com.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.